Radiations America. I'm Zach Nanimus.
Johnny Dim.
It's about color, Johnny.
I get it.
And welcome to the WarPod, the official podcast of the Warlocks Entertainment System, your one-stop shop for nerd news around the Houston area and the world. We have already kind of started our discussion about Stranger Things. I don't even know. This is not a flattering shirt on me at all.
It's fine.
I mean, do you like my boobs?
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, you like them?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So Stranger Things 3. I mean, do we? I guess we're gonna have to do the whole background spoilers thing.
We don't have to do spoilers.
I mean, I know nothing about it. So
Have you not watched any of it?
None of it.
Okay then.
I'm honestly not excited because Stranger Things 2 was bad.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was very far from bad.
Why was Eleven's motivation was, oh, we're killing people now? Okay, great, let's go kill people. Wait, I actually have to kill a person now? No, I'm not going to do that, excuse me.
She's never enjoyed killing people.
Like, but that's the whole thing, is like, we're gonna go hurt people because we're the punks. We're the 80s punks.
Oh, yeah. No, her little side thing was at times annoying.
It's a major arc.
No, I know, but no, that when she was actually with those people, that was only an episode or two.
Was it?
Yeah.
Right, but an episode or two is a huge chunk of it.
But yeah, I think it was just one episode to be honest. But
A little more than that.
she left. But she left. That's what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, she's gone away she's away from the rest of the party almost the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
So she's doing some of the stuff she was doing. I think was important for the character. That deviation was definitely a little distracting and awkward.
Yeah, I mean the fun stuff was with her and Hop having that really weird relationship.
There's one thing about and Hop in this one in season 3. I feel like the character's different now because he's angry all the time.
Yeah, did you not see Hellboy?
I did. Maybe that's what he was upset about.
Yeah.
Not about the movie. Actually, here's a quote from him. I thought that was really good about Hellboy. He said that he thought the movie was treated a little unfairly, and what he had said was that like superhero movies are a flavor of movie, right? They're like chocolate or whatever. And he said to compare basically that against. I think I don't remember the metaphor is being lost on me right now. I'm not sure exactly why the flavor mattered, but what he was getting at, the bottom line of the argument was that it shouldn't be compared to stuff like Far From Home, which is an amazing movie. It shouldn't be compared to the top of the line Marvel movies that are so critically acclaimed. Because this is more of just a fun romp. Like it's not like to be taken that seriously. It's like we enjoyed it because it was very metal. Like, just fun superhero movie. It was fun.
Really weird.
I liked it.
But at no point did anything leave you scratching your head, because there's so
Hellboy.
Yeah, there's so many times in Marvel movies. There's so many times in superhero movies, and like this is a big anime trope too. But it's getting kind of popular. It's getting kind of popular in mainstream movies. Is that the hero is on the ropes. And then the hero wants it more, so the hero thereupon succeeds.
Right.
And in Hellboy, it's like, okay, why were 4 normal dudes able to take down Hellboy? And it was like, oh, they sneak attacked him.
Right.
You know, why was Hellboy thereupon able to fight 3 trolls? Oh, he knew they were coming, and the guys helped distract them.
Right.
You know, like you always knew what was going on and why.
Mm.
The thing that really caught me off guard was actually the end sequence where the girl now has super punching abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, she should have been able to punch souls out of you.
Right. So we liked Hellboy, but that wasn't the discussion. This was discussions about Stranger Things. I went on a tangent. But Stranger Things 3 is very enjoyable. It is better than season 2. I don't think season 2 was that bad to begin with.
What was the deal with the Zoomer?
What about it?
Like, I don't... One...
She wanted to be a part of the party, and so everyone had to have a role. Will the Wise, and then whatever the other guys are. And then, so she wanted to be a part of it. And they were reluctant to let her in because she was a girl. Or whatever.
No, they were reluctant to let her in.
Because she didn't know the secrets.
She didn't have powers. They literally only let one other person in, and it's because they had superpowers.
Okay, well, I don't understand what your argument is.
I don't understand why the character was introduced at all.
It was because she's it helps. I think it helps in that season and in season 3 that there's a relation. The two new kids are Billy and the sister Max.
Mandy.
It's Max.
Okay.
And I don't know. I feel like they're it's a character that you kind of have. It's an avenue in which they have to explain what has already happened. I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. Of why they introduced her.
Did they introduce a brand new character for season 3 to explain what had happened so far?
No, they didn't.
So you don't actually need that.
No, you don't need it. You don't need it. You're right. But all the people in the group, they need girlfriends at some point.
Why?
They don't.
They don't. They really don't.
But it doesn't matter. It's
actually okay. That was one of the things about season 2 that I found very ham-fisted and super awkward most of the time.
What
was Mike and 11?
What about it?
The emphasis on the snowball and stuff like that.
The snowball.
The snowball. You know.
I don't remember a snowball.
That horrifying act that you can learn about on Urban Dictionary.
Oh.
No, the winter dance.
Oh, okay. The snowball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, snowballs, as read about in Urban Dictionary, they aren't that bad, but kids shouldn't do them.
No, I agree.
All right, but
yeah, I didn't sit there and analyze. I have not thought to myself why they introduced Max, but I've never thought her character was a problem either.
But she was super campy.
A little campy. Yeah, I agree.
Because basically they introduced the idea that she's capable of skateboarding.
Yeah. So
that you know that she's okay with dealing with high speeds because she calls herself a zoomer. And then eventually she hits Max with a car, I think? Did she hit Max with a car?
Who hits Max with a car? She is Max.
Oh, it was Billy.
Billy.
Yeah. The other Power Ranger.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. It was like...
Season 2 had some awkward moments to me, but overall, I liked the season.
Mm.
It was a little disjointed because... I wasn't expecting 11 to be gone for most of the season. That was weird, and I think that created but also that gave the other characters a chance to explore some stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, fighting stuff without her. That you have to come up with some.
Was it an even bigger shadow monster this time?
In season 3?
Yeah, is that the conflict?
No.
No? What's the conflict? Is it introduced early enough for you to tell me without it being
I'm not gonna tell you exactly what it is,
real
but
spoiler?
I'm not gonna tell you exactly what it is, but it's a more physical threat. So it's not you don't have something that's like in the Upside Down that's trying to influence the real world from the Upside Down. It's more of a real physical threat. And
the Demogorgon and the Shadow Monster were very real. Well, actually, the Shadow Monster was more of a psychological threat.
That's what I'm saying. It's more of a physical threat, kind of like in season 1. But there, we don't spend a lot of time in the Upside Down, which is fine. And this one feels more like straight out of like I know it is set in the 80s, but I'm saying is it feels like it's directly not just in that time frame, but late 80s, early 90s, like a lot of the media that was made at the time, like a lot of the movies that came out, you talk about the...
Well, they spent a lot of time manipulating you to make you feel that way.
What?
The show, it manipulates you to make you feel that way.
Feel what way?
That's like something that could literally have been produced in the 80s.
Oh, sure. Okay. I don't know if I'd use the word manipulate. I mean, it's just presenting a product that looks like it's from the 80s. But it very much feels like something that like it feels more like a Goonies, and
this feels nothing like the Goonies. I don't know the last time you watched the Goonies. That movie is a wreck. that movie's nigh unwatchable.
It's been a long time since. But
excellent music.
Okay,
video.
It's kind of like a Stand By Me.
I've never seen Stand By Me.
Okay, well, it's like the little.
I've seen the episode of Rick and Morty based on it.
But it's like think of other Stephen King properties. It's always about a group of kids overcoming something. He does it a lot. He always has the groups of kids. Like,
does he do it a lot?
Dreamcatcher, It, Stand By Me. Those are the three that come off the top of my head.
Okay.
But
I didn't know that Dreamcatcher was kids. I thought it was toilets.
it's a group of people that were friends as kids, and they do flashbacks to that. But it is the group of guys that have been friends since forever.
Okay.
But
And then the toilet eats them.
the toilet.
The toilet eats them butt first.
Well, it's not the toilet. It's the alien that the guy has in his stomach.
Okay.
I don't know why. I really like that movie. I watched it a
Big
few times.
fan of the Stephen King toilet movie.
That's one scene.
Stephen King literally said, "I want to do for the toilet what Jaws did for the beach.
Okay.
I want to make people afraid of the toilet."
It's still only one scene. Well, no, I guess people would be scared because the whole plot of the aliens was to infect the water supply. So I guess you could be scared of them actually infecting the water supply and everybody going to the bathroom. And
you know what would have been scary?
Hmm.
Is if something was happening to the water that drew real animals up from the sewers, or there were a bunch of animals that accidentally were let loose in the sewers and were capable of crawling up into a toilet. Because that's what made Jaws scary, is that it could literally happen.
Sure. That's true.
Yeah. That's why season 3 of Stranger Things is a bunch of snoit.
Season 3 is good.
I haven't seen it.
I know, he hasn't seen it. I think they in season 2, the way that they split up the parties and the different groups of people doing different things, I thought felt a little disconnected at times and awkward. But in season 3, like, I thought it was done really well. I thought that the people, the groups of kids or whatever, they got together to do different things, or adults and the characters. They made sense and they did good together. Like, they really played off each other really well.
Mm-hmm.
Steve and Henderson, what's his name? Dustin.
You know his last name?
Yeah,
Dustin Henderson.
That's what Steve calls him. He calls him Henderson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I got it stuck in my head. But they play off each other really well. Their scenes are really great.
That's true. In season 2, they were really cute together. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that maintained.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some really great things that happen in season 3.
All right.
And there is one more season. They are going to do one more season.
You know that this was never the way any of this should have gone, right?
I like the way they're doing it.
Okay, Stranger Things should have been 4 seasons, and the first 3 seasons should have nothing to do with one another, and then it all wraps together in season 4. So like in the first one, you had like the otherworldly psychic chick, right? And so like she's kind of the icon from that one, and the next one maybe you'd have like the technological alien guy. Right, and then in the third one, you'd have like the previously mummified mystic chick, and so like.
So then in season 4, they all come together.
Yeah, to fight the big problem,
Mm-hmm.
which should be a little bit more interesting than the shadow monster's bigger now, or humans are firing guns at us. I thought that if they were going to keep with these characters, if they were going to keep doing adventures related to the Upside Down, then it should be like we should explore exactly what the Upside Down is. And I think I've voiced this before. We should have like people from the Upside Down, not Demogorgons. People from the Upside Down make themselves known, that they've been hiding in the Upside Down, and it's like, oh, we're like the refugees from the Upside Down, and we need somewhere to go. And so you've got like another Joyce and another Henderson and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they start to like infect the town, and like eventually you learn they're all messed up too, and you can't trust them. You gotta go back to the Upside Down. And so, and then season 3 could be cleaning up the Upside Down, figuring out what happened and how to give these people a proper home.
Yeah.
Because it's not that they're evil; they're deranged by living in this nightmare.
Sure. Yeah. No, there's some things that echo that kind of in directions they could have gone in season 3 that did happen. I'm trying to say that this is spoiler free. We're not spoiling anything, but there is an opportunity, and you think they're going to go a direction that's similar to what you kind of said, but then they take a left instead of a right, and it's. I'm still happy with the way they chose to do it because I think it makes sense for the Demogorgon. They call him the Mind Flayer. That's what they call him, the Mind Flayer.
He looks more like a Mind Flayer, but I guess he acts like one, but he doesn't have any psychic powers.
No, I know, but that's what they call all their monsters, is stuff from D&D. The Mind Flayer is the shadow monster.
Why is that the shadow monster?
That's just what they call him.
If anything, that's the I can't think of it. Right.
I think they call him that because he got inside people's heads, like Will.
I guess.
I don't know. It doesn't have to make that much sense.
Ought to make a little.
No, it doesn't have.
If they're gonna be big D&D fans, it ought to make a little bit of sense. But then again, they're all season 2. They're all playing version 2, so
right.
it could have been a lot. But there's this other one. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's called the Tarask. I think that's right.
The Tarask is the giant monster.
Yeah, that literally cannot be killed. Oh, that's just your team viewer. Yeah, it literally, you have to use Greater Wish to only temporarily put it in timeout.
Right.
Yes?
Yes.
Did something happen?
No, you're fine.
Why?
Why?
Even though, why though, Johnny? Okay, so...
before we go any further.
Well, I want to put a button on this.
Yeah,
Johnny,
go ahead.
You've changed my mind. I will watch season 2 specifically.
Season 3.
I will watch season 3 specifically for the good old the Steve Henderson action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a scene that I think that pays off really well that you're gonna like. It involves not both of them, but Steve.
Dude.
And his new love interest.
Streve? Is it Steve and Streve?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is it Barb? Did they save Barb?
Barb's dead.
That's all I ever wanted was for them to
She's
save Barb.
dead.
That's all I wanted.
They're so dead. She has a little. There's a little cameo, I guess.
Oh, they have a flashback scene.
No, they have a newspaper.
Oh,
Part of the headline.
Pretend we didn't kill Barb. It's bullshit. Bullshit.
It's bullshit.
Actually, I thought that was a really powerful scene.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, because that's some of the best drunk acting I have ever seen.
It's hard to do.
And I seen a bunch.
This is your favorite thing.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. The thing is that when somebody is pretending to be drunk,
it's terrible.
Then they slur their words and they start doing.
Yeah.
Being drunk is all about accidentally chunking words incorrectly.
Right.
Whenever I'm trying to explain how to act drunk, I always come back to the word "expardon me." Saying "expardon me" is the most pure expression of being drunk possible. Right. That is exactly what happens to your brain, is you start saying stuff like "expardon me."
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, so recommendation from Johnny, and I am going to follow that recommendation. You've changed my mind. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give it 2 episodes.
To win you over?
Yes, to engross me, to make me feel like I want to watch more.
I think it will hook you.
Okay.
At 2, I think it will.
All right.
It did me. Me and Frank watched it, like a bunch of episodes in 2 days.
Yeah.
And what I like about Stranger Things, by the way, is that it's only 8 episodes, 8 or 9. This one's 8.
What I like about Stranger Things is that it's over quickly.
Well, I'm watching Jessica Jones at the same time, the season 3 Jessica Jones, and
why?
It's too long. It's a good show, but I feel like they could have wrapped it up 3 times over.
I mean, every single one of the Marvel series they could have wrapped up in a movie.
Yeah.
Actually, I would almost say doubly so. The new Punisher season 2, despite the fact that it's really good, is that we got a lot of Karen in there. It's a whole lot of Karen, and if they wanted to make Karen Danvers her own thing, make her own thing.
Right. I wanted to start the episode off this way with this, but I forgot because it's just a little nod. What just happened, like less than an hour ago, is that the U.S. women's national football team, just won the World Cup.
Wow.
They just beat the Netherlands.
Way to go, soccer.
Yeah.
Way to go, soccer ladies. Way to beat them in the Netherlands.
No, they didn't beat them in the Netherlands. They're in France, but they beat the Netherlands team, the national team. It was a good show. It was 2-0. I watched a good chunk of the action. I didn't watch any other games during the World Cup because I'm not a huge soccer fan, but I like to see the ladies do well. The American ladies.
Why?
Just the American
because
ladies.
Because you objectified them, and you want to watch. You want to watch what you consider to be the perfect body, jumping around for your pleasure. Is that what you're saying?
I don't want to get into what my opinion is of the perfect woman's body. But I will say that's definitely why I don't watch it.
I'll say it right now. Jessica Rabbit, she's easy to push over and doesn't ovulate.
All right,
Actually,
you heard it here first.
Jessica Rabbit is one of those sexy characters that I never found that attractive.
Did you see
Her
when?
most attractive thing was her voice.
Yeah, but did you see when? Oh man, what's her name? She's she used to be a model. Now she's best known for being on that clothing designer reality TV show, and she's married to Seal.
Heidi Klum?
That's her. Yeah, she. Did you see her Halloween costume a few years ago when she went as Jessica Rabbit?
No.
Gross.
Really?
You take because what she always goes all out for Halloween. One year she went and made clones of herself. She got a bunch of other models.
Okay.
And had them dressed up as her, and like made them look like exactly her, so you couldn't tell who you were talking to. They just went to a party that way.
That's really funny.
Yeah, and then she's done a bunch of crazy cool ones, and she always goes all out. Like she spends a lot of money, and she actually had someone do like the real like proportions of Jessica Rabbit.
Oh, that's haunting.
Yes, it's scary looking.
Okay, if you haven't looked at it in a while, Jessica Rabbit's proportions are impossible.
Right.
Truly.
Her lips alone.
Yeah. B, they're not all that feminine. She is incredibly top heavy, and I don't mean that she has a big bosom. I mean that her
wide shoulders too.
Very, very wide shoulders, and like her chest itself, aside from her breasts, takes up a huge amount of real estate.
Yeah.
So her breasts themselves are actually relatively small things down here compared to the huge upper body that she has, along with a waist that you can literally wrap both hands around.
Absolutely. In fact, I bet you I could find it real quick. Just watch this.
That being said, she's a fun character,
Sure.
and that's an excellent movie. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is one of those rare examples of the special effect taking a front row seat, but still working. Oh yeah, that is horrifying.
Yeah. that's real life right there.
But it's an excellent Halloween costume.
Oh shoot, I can't really see it. There, I'll get out of the way. There, right there.
Yeah, look at it.
Man, I could have just.
Links in the description?
Sure.
All right. That's one of those examples of a special effects movie where they commit to it, so it's not distracting. Like, okay, so easy example is
there you go.
I would say something like I don't know. It's hard to rag on Cool World too much.
Cool World?
Cool World.
What's Cool World?
Cool World is this movie. I think his name's Mike Bagshi. Basically it was this huge train wreck of a film that like they couldn't find middle ground for any of the ideas. And as is industry standard, the visual effects artist got the short end of the stick and had like no time, and there were a million changes made. And remember that people who create CG models for stuff, they're incredibly talented people. But it's creating a CG model and then animating it and then doing cell animation for a movie is real different.
Right.
And so like last minute they just didn't have time to make these huge changes to something they were doing cell animation for.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is just misguided. Cells of animation, I think it was specifically because they were fed up with the production. They were putting cells of animation randomly into places. So it was kind of like at any time the cool world could just like explode into weird animation. But that's a bad example of it because what we do nowadays is we rag on CG all the time. It's like, oh, it doesn't look realistic. It doesn't look like, it doesn't look like it's actually there. And the thing is that, okay, two things. One, and I've said this before on the show, we're going to get a lot of individual segments out of this one. Almost all major motion pictures use CG of some kind. And the vast majority of
AAA. AAA, big budget, yes. A lot of them, yes. Yeah. Even probably middle budget stuff, but indie projects mostly don't.
Yeah. Basically anything that comes out of a big studio.
Right.
Anything that comes out of a big studio is going to have some element of CG in it. Because using CG, you no longer have to block off streets. You no longer have to pay a huge...
pay the actors.
Huh? Yeah. Well, yeah, actually, you don't need as many extras.
Yeah.
Not nearly as many.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of this stuff you never notice.
And it's gotten cheaper over the years. Mm-hmm. And the technology's gotten better.
So the big stuff, like Smog, I think, is a very, very impressive effect. Gollum's a very impressive effect. But the thing is that we still notice it because there's this leap in technology that we haven't made yet to really cause them to blend in. And as a result, we... as an audience, we're like, oh, that thing's not there. It's a cartoon painted over the top of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly like the cell animation. In Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it was a little different because they were like, yeah, it's cell animation. That's what Roger is.
Right.
And in everything else, it's trying to pretend that this, for all intents and purposes, cell animation is done pretty much in the same way. I just said they're really different. The creation of them is different. The application is very much the same. It's a layer. The thing is that it's not inviting us into a contiguous world.
Mm-hmm.
It's trying to invite us into two. Whatever the actors are doing and whatever the CG is doing.
I wanted to drop this little nugget of information. So I don't listen to it very often anymore, but on the Nerdist podcast during an interview, I think it was J.J. Abrams.
J-Abrams?
Yeah, J-Abrams dropped this little nugget of information that he just kind of dropped it and kept talking, and Chris was like, no, what did you just say? And that nugget of information was that J.J. Abrams at one time was working on a sequel to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And it just never went anywhere. But that there was one being worked on in one place, like just blew, what's his name's mind? Chris, what's his fucking name?
Chris Claremont?
No.
Chris Evans?
Nerdist guy.
Kristen Bell?
Man, I used to watch and listen to all of his stuff.
Hardwick.
That's him. Weird. I just couldn't remember that. Anyway, go ahead.
I actually had an idea for a sequel, but it was going to be expressed not in a movie, but in a tabletop RPG.
For Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah, it was going to take place, and you could choose...
It could be a whodunit.
Huh? What it was I guess I don't need spoilers for a
thing that didn't
Dragons
exist?
campaign that never... But basically, this was going to be... There was going to be a rash of murders in Toontown, where these individuals would spontaneously have symptoms similar to being exposed to dip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool.
And what it was a new thing called spray.
Okay.
All
right.
Okay.
Go team.
Go bananas. BANGOSS.
Yes. So we got a couple different things we can go to next. One, we can talk about 2019, the year we've had so far, and
You'll have to explain to me what happened in 2019.
Okay. I had a list actually of video games and TV shows that were released.
I would love to review them on the fly right now
and just see what you liked and what you didn't like.
Yeah, I would agree. Just
we can do that, or we can actually watch the Mulan live action trailer.
Do a live reaction right now.
Yeah, do one right now.
Okay, let's do a live reaction to Mulan 2. The legend continues. So today we're going to be doing a live reaction to Mulan 2. The Legend of Curly's Gold.
Yeah, trailer dropped today. That's not right.
What?
Mulan live action trailer reaction starts.
Is that the name of the movie?
I don't know.
Mulan?
It says Disney's Mulan, official teaser.
Disney's Mulan.
Yeah.
Was it
the Big D's Mulan.
An excellent movie from like 15 years ago. So
actually, it was a good movie.
It was really, really good.
Now, how would you like to watch that movie? But they're real people, real live actors being shot, filmed, whatever, recorded, and there's no music.
They're taking out all the musical numbers?
That's what I heard.
Some of the best Disney music is in that movie.
Are you ready to react?
Yes!
All right, good.
Oh, I remember this song. I remember this toe tapper. The trill of a wooden flute.
Excellent news. The matchmaker has found you an auspicious
Why do I recognize that one?
An auspicious match.
Yes.
She's getting married off.
It's Attila the Hun.
Oh, what are you doing? Sorry, guys. Yes, honor. I love honor.
Remember what a good song that was?
Yeah, actually it was.
Yeah, it was just kind of a reference.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's doing the Tai Chi.
Honor. Dead relatives. I love those themes.
She's putting press-on nails on her forehead.
Looking pretty.
Why didn't they bind her feet?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's an auspicious match. He probably would have wanted her feet bound.
Probably.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is she leaping? Is she doing Matrix leaps in the air like a Wudan warrior from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
That's right.
Wasn't there like a really good like live action Mulan that honored it in a historical context like not too long ago?
Was there?
I'm pretty sure.
I have no clue.
Yeah, there and either it already came out, and I think it was a foreign film, and it was kind of like I don't know if Mulan. I think Mulan may be folklore, but it may have been based on something real, and so that was the conceit of the movie. It was like, okay, we're gonna tell Mulan from a more historical standpoint,
Right?
And so this is just Disney. Disney doesn't technically own Mulan, but they've got to cash in somehow, and there's only one way to honor one of the best Disney products out there. Some of the best characters, some of the best cameos, some of the best music. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. This is a straight up like just historical kung fu movie. Is what it looked like.
It doesn't look historical. It looks like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Well, yeah, it's a little more fantastical.
She's dodging eagles and doing Matrix jumps.
That's what we're getting.
It wasn't broke. The thing is, it wasn't even whitewashed.
No.
You know, they had Asian American people doing the voices and stuff. You know, they had Eddie Murphy in it, but he was a dragon, so no rules.
Right. Anybody can play a dragon.
Actually, I think that the guy who played the lead Hun, was that Attila? Was he straight up Attila? I'm not sure.
I don't think they said that. I don't think that was true.
But yeah, because in any historical context, this would be the story about the woman that killed Attila the Hun, and everybody would know that story.
Right, it's a different story.
Yeah. No, I mean it's. What can I say? It's another Disney live action.
Cash in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wanna touch the issue of the black Little Mermaid with 10-foot pole?
Oh yeah. Sure.
I was expecting a no.
No. Here's my take. I don't care. That's my take. I don't care at all.
Yeah, because it's a Disney live action movie. They're all kind of bad.
It has nothing to do with the quality. I just don't care. I don't care what race the Little Mermaid is. It's a sea creature.
How come she ain't a redhead?
Yeah, right?
That's the question right there. Redheads are people too.
Yeah.
You know?
And Starfire doesn't mean, I mean, she kind of got that market cornered, but she did pretty well, I thought, in that role. The black with red hair.
Actually.
In Titans.
I don't know why Starfire wasn't gold.
Yeah, whatever. Well, because they wanted it more grounded. They wanted her to feel like a human and look like a human.
Is she, in the rest of the show? Is it just that she's a human with special powers? Is she not?
They don't know. She's learning that she is a Tamarinian. Because she had a memory wiped or whatever. But she's learning it. She's trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You won't know really a lot of the details until next season, which I probably won't watch.
Like, it could have even been, like, a prosthesis that she breaks out. Because the thing is that there have been beautiful fan edits.
Yeah.
Of what? Anne? D?
Hathaway.
No. I'm not gonna remember her name. The girl who plays Starfire.
Yeah,
there have been beautiful fan edits because the whole
I've seen them, yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing was like, why can't Starfire be black? you incels. And the thing is that the actor can definitely be black, but Starfire's an alien and she's got gold skin.
Gold, yeah. But back to the whole Black Little Mermaid thing. My favorite tweet I saw about this today was a guy that was like basically saying, "I don't want my Little Mermaid to be black or white. I'm sorry. He says I will only watch the since it was a Danish story. I only want to see this with historically accurate, like Danish people with Danish this, Danish that. It'll have to be Danish. Like I won't watch it unless it's Danish."
She was a goddamn mermaid from under the sea.
Right.
They had a whole musical number.
The point was that he was making that it's silly because they're making changes to the skin color of a mermaid.
Yeah.
Like it's silly.
Honestly,
it's silly to care.
Okay. Honestly, I don't think that she'll be visually striking without red hair.
Sure.
Honestly.
Yeah. I mean, that is one thing that it ultimately doesn't matter. I don't think what color her skin is, but the Little Mermaid as a character, in all of our childhood's memory, like the nostalgia may not hit very well because we remember a very specific, very pale, red hair, green, scales.
Basically, it comes down to color, and so the palette swap here, and the thing, okay. People might be angry with this, but the thing is that if the skin color of the Little Mermaid is different, that affects the entire palette.
It does.
It affects the entire palette. And so one of the things that you're probably going to have to get rid of is the purple shell top.
People were talking about that, actually.
Yeah, it's going to need to be a different color because...
It's got to stand out.
Yeah. And also, because she's a fantasy creature, you don't necessarily want her skin tone to be very close to the color of her hair.
Mm-hmm.
The color of the hair of the Little Mermaid isn't a human tone either.
Right.
It's a shocking fire engine red because she's a fantasy character, and it's part of the iconography, and it could definitely work for a black character.
I also want to reference another tweet because someone was trying to argue about how since they live under the water and they get little sunlight, blah 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 blah, her skin would be pale. Well, if you want to go pure science on this, and if there actually were mermaids, their skin would be tough. It would be a dark tan type of color to it, and it would look more to survive in in certain colder waters. It would look more like a manatee. So, if you want to go that route, science would say that we would not get a very attractive mermaid.
Excuse me?
You wouldn't.
Are you telling me that girls that look like manatees aren't attractive?
Say
it, Johnny. Say it live. Say it where you can't take it back.
I see what we've done here.
Yeah.
Manatees aren't attractive because they're not mammals.
Nice.
Wait, they are mammals, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not humans.
Yeah, they're not humans.
Because you're not supposed to be attracted to anything. That's not.
It's weird. Yeah.
You're not supposed to be attracted to.
I can still say that. I can still say it's not attractive. It's not cool per our society to want to have sex with animals.
And that's Mulan, everybody.
Man, dodged a bullet. Oh man.
All right. Okay, 2019 in review.
Yeah.
All right. So, and this is following a little bit because our
Oh, that's right. I was gonna show you the things.
Our streams get really low views, and so it's better to cut them up. And so it feels a little bit like, we're introducing things and then closing things and stuff like that. Well, this is kind of behind the scenes. It's kind of like our Let's Plays if you watch our Let's Plays live.
Yeah.
Honestly, at this point, I think that we should literally just be stopping and starting the stream, and then change the thumbnails later for the Let's Plays.
Yeah.
It would be like nobody watches them anyway.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm focused on this right here.
2019. Johnny wanted since we're halfway out of the dark. Johnny wanted to talk about the very best things, or how we felt about things that have happened, are happening, will happen.
The question is, what is our favorite video games, TV, and movies that have come out in 2019 so far that are our favorites, and what in the second half of 2019 we think might dethrone them or become our favorites.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, what happened in 2019? Because I obviously don't gauge things by the year I'm in.
No.
Almost ever.
It was hard for me to come up with a list too because I was thinking about that, and I was like, wait, what has? Because we do a lot of. Sometimes we'll do retro gaming. Sometimes we play old games. We played Morrowind the other day.
My favorite series we've done so far.
I think we should just do old games from now on. I mean, that's one of my favorite series that we've done. Is the Let's Not Play.
Well, yeah,
I love that.
Did Let's Not Play have any decent views? Like, Aladdin was the only one that really got edited.
Yeah, I don't even think I put them all up. So that's on me.
Okay.
But either way, we can talk about that later.
The best and yet to come of 2019. Johnny Depp.
I will share with you first my list.
Okay.
All right. So Game of Thrones happened in 2019. The last season.
All right.
And even though it was panned by a lot of people and critics, I actually was glad to see it. I was happy to see it. I'm
glad to see it end.
No, I was fine. It ended a chapter. It put a button on something that's been going on for 10 years, something like that.
9,
something like that. Well, I don't think they didn't put them out every year. I don't think.
Did they skip?
I think they had to at least once.
Why? Okay,
because the production value is so high and it takes forever.
If they didn't do that, why didn't they do what Doctor Who did and like have movies in between?
I don't know.
That was cool. Those were cool episodes.
I guess they could get more viewing time and sustain HBO for a little while longer. And I was so we've talked about the streaming services a lot on this show. And
Johnny, do the thing.
I am. But what I was saying was I was going to think about dropping HBO as a streaming service. But then I remembered the Watchmen thing was coming out. I actually do want to watch that. So.
Watchmen is the reason to stop. Watchmen is going to be done.
So Game of Thrones. I'm glad it happened. It happened in 2019. Stranger Things 3, something I just finished, so it's fresh on the mind. That's 2019. Chernobyl was absolutely the best thing. Definitely the best thing watching HBO. But it's I think it's the best series I've seen in a long time.
Even better than season 4 Growing Pains?
Yes. As far as video games, I was looking at the list of video games. I haven't been playing a lot of new video games.
Your connection has been lost, you rogue.
It's fine.
All right. Yeah, I mean, okay, so I haven't played it yet. I meant to buy it for today, to play later today. In fact, I think it might still be worth for us to go out and do a Let's Play of it later because it's trending now.
What?
Super Mario Maker 2.
Oh.
People love those games.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun. Have you ever made a level in a game?
I messed around with Forge and Halo.
I don't know what that is.
That's their map designer.
Oh, map designing isn't quite like level design.
It's almost the same.
No.
Same ballpark.
No. It's like dressing a set. The thing about Mario Maker is that
you can tell a story with a multiplayer map.
Right, but a level isn't a story. A level is a series of challenges.
Which makes up a story.
No.
Yeah.
Those two things, while they can be interweaved in one another, can also be mutually exclusive.
It's designing inside a video game. They're in the same ballpark. Anyway, what were you saying about Mario Maker 2?
It's a lot of fun, and I know that
I know about it, and I've heard some stuff about it. I don't know that I even care to make a Mario level.
It's fun.
I don't know.
It's absolute. It is such good fun. And the thing is that I honestly thought, like, the first time I played Mario Maker, I was like, this is the last Mario Maker. This is the last Mario game I'll ever need. Although it does still have its flaws. And based upon some of the Let's Plays that I've seen, they haven't fixed them. And, like, the most important one is that coins, people only collect them because they remember that they need to collect them from old Mario games. They are useless in Mario Maker.
Yeah, you're trying to beat the level.
Yeah, because there's no game over.
Right, you're not going to get extra lives because you can get 100 of them.
Yeah, you should have a... There's 100 There's 100 challenges.
There's 100 Nintendo made levels.
No, there's 100 Mario challenges where like you get 100 lives and you have to get through the whole thing without losing all your lives.
Oh no! But this game also has a one-player mode where it actually has a bunch of I think it's 100 levels designed by Nintendo that you can just run through.
Yeah.
Which was missing from the first one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Because you only got to play whatever. I mean, I think there were some Nintendo made levels.
Yeah, there were plenty.
I thought so.
Mm-hmm. I think they championed a lot of the levels where you first learn that there's like a Zelda power up.
Okay.
Because there are certain mushrooms that will straight up turn you into Link and stuff.
There's something that turns you into a cat or something.
In the new one?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cat Mario.
Yeah.
Is because that was from Super Mario 3D World.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm really excited about that one. I think it might be worth leaving here after this to go buy it and do some Let's Plays of it.
We'll see. We'll talk about it. So stuff that's coming that has not come out yet, that I think will become one of my favorite things of the year, is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which actually comes out in like less than a week. It's gonna be good.
They better fix. It better be a completely different game.
It looks like a completely different game. All the gameplay footage I've seen, it looks different.
Okay.
A little more stylized. A little more fun.
Is there still local co-op?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so like not a lot of the problems with the game, but part of the problems with the game was the local co-op, because it didn't fit the structure of the game. Because the structure of the game was very much action RPG. And it was, I don't know. I found the game cluttered, and I found the powers too similar, and eventually it just got boring.
Oh yeah, it did. It was very monotonous. Yeah, it was. I agree. I still like the games just for what they are. I don't feel like there's a lot of good local multiplayer co-op games being made anymore. At the time, that was one of the few, so I played it.
It was also inhabiting this weird, this weird time in video games when everybody was like, okay, we know that absolutely everything has to have RPG elements.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
How best to implement them in this property?
Right.
Ugh.
Something I'm also looking forward to. I may not play this one, but I'm kind of hoping I do. Ghost Recon Breakpoint. It's a new Ghost Recon game. It's a lot of fun. Ghost Recon series, I'm a big fan of.
Oh, is that the drone boy? Like, it's Ghost Recons, but we're all drones.
Drones?
Yeah. Isn't the narrative of this game...
Drones as in flying drones?
Yes.
They have drones in the game sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, usually they do a little spying for you.
And shoot people.
No, I haven't seen them do that.
No?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I saw part of a game theory.
Okay.
Where it was like, drones are making soldiers...
Might be the Division.
Making soldiers redundant.
Might be the Division.
I don't think so.
Okay. This is not out yet.
Because the thing is that when it comes to like military tactics and stuff like that, not that I'm an expert, but you can't go by the Division for anything.
No, it's supposed to be set in the future too.
No, it's also
like future tech.
It's an MMO, and so like you'll have
the
heavy body armor guy.
Oh yeah,
unload 17 clips into him because he's a boss.
I've heard that was really bad in the Division. They made it a little bit better in the Division 2, but it's still a problem.
Well, it's
like you can shoot off pieces of his armor and stuff in Division 2.
It's just MMO structure.
Right. No, I know.
You know.
Next one on my list is Doom Eternal, which I will play that. I will play that one. Doom 2016 was awesome, and this is just a continuation of that.
Does Doom really still have any balls?
Huh?
Doom. Does it have any balls anymore?
The floating ones?
No. Not the beholders. Cojones.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does it?
Yes. Why is that a question?
Because I didn't expect it to. I haven't played it. We could play Doom after this.
Yeah, you could.
To figure out
if Doom has balls.
That could be the name of the Let's Play. Does Doom have balls? Okay, you heard it here first. Check us out on check us out on Warlocks Entertainment System.
Warlocks Entertainment
Doom's
System.
got any balls?
Any balls? Another movie I'm really looking forward to, or movie. This is the first movie on the list. Is Midsummer, which actually is out right now. I need to go find time to go watch it in the theater.
Is that the one? It's like a horror.
Yeah.
It's like a horror movie, but
it's a
it's
sequel.
during the day.
Yeah. It's not a sequel. Sorry, it's the next movie from the director who did
The Wicker Man. It's the spiritual successor to The Wicker Man, the one with the bees.
Definitely not.
Yes.
Definitely not. No, this guy did Hereditary. It's a very good movie.
Is that like a low budget version of Species?
No.
What? You became the bashful dog from Looney Tunes. Oh no!
No, Hereditary is a very good movie. How do I put this? I don't want to give any of the movie away because if you're going to see it, you gotta not know what you're getting in for.
You know I don't care about horror.
I know, but there's people watching.
All right.
I don't know why. Okay, A24 puts out some really good horror movies.
A24?
Yeah, it's a studio. They do The Witch, which was a couple years ago or yet last year. They also did Hereditary, and they're doing this one too, Midsummer.
I don't care about horror for the same reason that largely, even though my favorite book series is comedy, largely movies can't frighten me, and text can't make me laugh. Largely.
Okay.
I think that they're like, you got to be really, really good. It's got to be a fine example of a funny book or a scary movie to actually scare me or make me laugh. I think that they're inappropriate mediums for either.
I guess I don't subscribe to that at all.
You know what's scary? VR is scary.
Sure, because yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because the thing about a horror movie is that you're always distant from it. You're always at least 1 degree separated, and it's impossible to take yourself out of that, or it's impossible to actually supplant yourself into it.
I disagree. I do that all the time.
Why? Because you take LSD before you watch all the movies, John.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
No, I'm very good at.
You forgot because of all the LSD.
Right.
Not how LSD works.
No, it doesn't. But I'm really good at really putting myself in something that I'm watching. Like I can take it in as if I'm there, and I'm doing it through the lens and the point of view that the director has come up with and crafted for me. So I put myself there, and it things scare me more than most people when I'm watching. Like I tell you, Signs scared me. Like people think that's so stupid,
oh my
but
God.
I that really spooked me, that movie, because certain things really caught me off guard because I felt like I was there.
Yeah. Pretty much all of Culkin's contribution to the movie caught me way off guard. The entire time. Creepiest kid. What's his name? Gaines Culkin?
I don't remember his first name.
Okay, something I'm looking forward to. It's already out. I haven't seen it yet. And we talked about this, and you said it was stupid. And that's Yesterday.
Oh, yeah. I'm not interested in that at all.
Yesterday looks like an excellent movie.
Oh!
I wanted to share the sentiment because I wasn't a big fan of Across the Universe.
I was not either.
Across the Universe, I thought was like... Across the Universe was like some 11th grader was like, oh, what if the Beatles was telling a story? I could write that story to the music of the Beatles. And
Stupid.
And Yesterday...
And it wasn't the music of the Beatles, it was the lyrics of the Beatles.
And the sentiment in Yesterday is that imagine a world where the Beatles had never existed, but you know all their music. And imagine introducing all of that music as new today. You know, would it still have the impact? And I believe the conceit of this movie is that yes, it absolutely would, because those songs are timeless.
A lot of them are, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the Beatles. I respect the Beatles. I don't think I'm not interested because I don't like the Beatles. I do like the Beatles very much, and actually, we have our son listen to Beatles a lot because it's kind of soothing music.
Some of it.
Yeah, some of it, yeah. But yeah. So anyway, I really like.
Let him listen to "Happiness Is a Warm Gun."
No.
Okay.
And when you go to Spotify and you do they have playlists of "This Is the," and then they'll say whatever. All right, so this is the Beatles. It's all deep cuts. It's like none of the hits.
Really?
Yeah, it's really weird. But I just saw something on this list. Something that's coming up is The Boys. They actually made a show, The Boys, which is based off of a comic where basically these guys, they keep superheroes in check.
They basically murder them because all superheroes are bad.
Right.
They're egotistical, attention-seeking megalomaniacs almost by design.
Yeah, so it's an interesting premise, and I do want to watch that, see if that's any good.
Really, it's just Carl Urban. Carl Urban.
That's right, Carl Urban.
Because he has this ad out right now, and he's like, "This is not safe for work. Put your headphones in, have yourself a sing-song, and you'll be watching The Boys before you know it."
I keep skipping that ad.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's so charming. Because like we were, as a nation, we were introduced to Carl Urban as Dr. Leonard McCoy in Star Trek, and so like he's never been himself in anything.
Right.
Actually, the closest I think we got is Ragnarok.
Oh right, yeah. So another thing coming out is Pennyworth. So that'll be fun.
Why?
Because Alfred's the best.
Alfred is not the best. Batman is the best.
He's the best butler to the best man.
Right.
Best superhero.
Okay.
Best dude.
He's a sad-like character by design. I roll my eyes every single time they're like, "Oh, don't worry, Master Batman. I'm also a Batman who can use a shotgun. I'll just get into the bat suit and use a shotgun and solve the problem because I too am a superhero." That's not the relationship. If that was the case, why don't they just make him his own superhero? Why didn't he?
They did. He got his own show.
Why didn't he leave the Batcave years ago to be Batman?
He's too old now.
No, he's not. He can go on crazy adventures because he's just as good as Batman.
No, he's good at shooting things.
Okay,
that doesn't make a superhero.
Remember when Robin became just as good as Batman?
No.
Well, it happened.
Okay.
Okay, he became
Nightwing.
He became Nightwing and left.
Yeah.
Because in the Batman story, you only need one Batman.
Right.
What's the point? What's the point?
Well, there's only one Batman in this one. His name is Pennyworth. And it's a prequel to before he became Butler. So, because he wasn't a war.
All out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, prequel to that's good.
Yeah.
Although once again, you have a character.
But if anyone says the word Batman, if anyone says Wayne anything, then fuck you.
Why?
Because it's not about that. It's about his life before he ever met the Waynes.
Wayne's an old company.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Okay, fine, whatever. I just don't want there to be. I don't want to have a Gotham situation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, because I saw one episode.
I don't want them to start like putting stuff from the Batman universe into Pennyworth. It needs to be his own thing, and it's the war in Europe. It has nothing to do with Gotham or any of that.
It could definitely have something to do with Ra's al Ghul.
That is possible.
Yeah.
You're right. But I don't want them to be force injecting a lot of weird stuff.
Let's see. Batman stuff that could happen in Pennyworth. Wayne, right off the bat.
Could.
The thing is that he was a soldier, and Wayne has always been one of those companies.
Are they a weapons manufacturer?
They have many. Yeah, they are.
All right.
And so they definitely would have ventures in any American war effort. The Court of Owls. The Court of Owls can show up in any Alfred story. Ra's al Ghul can show up in any Alfred story. Let's see. Mad Mod. He was an older guy. Mad Mod can be there. Maxie Zeus was just delusional, which makes him one of the best Batman villains and never utilized.
He is amazing. I love that episode.
So, there can be stuff in there. It shouldn't be completely disconnected. Otherwise, what's the... if it was completely disconnected from Batman, what's the point? You know? Why not just make a movie called Kravensdorn?
Yeah,
and it'll be about Alfred Kravensdorn.
It's fine if they have some links, but like I said, I just don't want it to be forced.
Okay.
Mother of God.
What?
Ghost Hunters is still a thing. I used to be a really big fan of this show in like the first 4 or 5 seasons.
Can you tell me what?
I like ghost hunting. It's fun.
It's imaginary.
Well, I don't know about that.
I do.
I don't know.
If these go... Okay.
There's some pretty compelling evidence in these shows.
Yeah, because they manufacture it.
Yeah, they might. That's actually why I stopped watching it. Because here's the thing.
If they find one ghost, if they find concrete evidence of one ghost, they'll be the first, and it will make global news almost instantaneously.
No, it won't.
Yes,
No,
if they
it
find... not, ooh, spooky camera. I mean... evidence.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. Here's my counter argument. The reason I was watching the show is that the way they present themselves in this show, that they're these really grounded individuals that are really actually trying to debunk stories of ghosts. and they pass that off and they portray that to their audience in a very convincing way. It all starts with them being plumbers first, like that's their day job, right?
Okay.
And then they're ghost hunters at night. And what's really amazing is
the most disjointed segment we've ever had. We're still talking about 2019.
Because they're doing another Ghost Hunters. It's insane. The part of the reason... Let me just finish my thought.
Okay.
So what was really surprising to a lot of people and me is that you thought they were, especially after like 4 or 5 seasons of the show, that they would have stopped being plumbers, right? Like they were making enough money on their TV show that is doing very well.
I guess.
Yeah, that's what I would guess, but it's not true. They were still plumbing. I don't know if they're still doing it, but yeah, they were. I don't know when they stopped. They had to have stopped at some point, because this ends up becoming a full-time job when you're doing this kind of stuff. But the whole point was that they were very convincing at saying how much they were really there to debunk these things.
So they found a ghost every week.
No, that's the thing. That's what's really convincing about it. Is I got so tired of watching this show and them having episodes where they found nothing.
Well, you know why they found nothing, Johnny. There's nothing there.
Right, but there's other episodes that are really like few and far between. I think there's one in the second season that was really convincing, and then there's another one that happened. I'm not sure what season it was. That was also pretty convincing.
Do you want to make this show with me and do it right? Because I got a great pitch.
Of Ghost Hunters?
Yeah.
What's the pitch? Do you want to do it now or you want to do it later?
I don't know if I want to give out the idea.
Okay, don't do that.
It's a really good idea,
okay.
Honestly.
I'm just saying, I'm not an idiot for like being a fan of the show. I'm just saying that it's a compelling show a lot of the time, but it does get boring when they continuously find nothing.
Uh-huh.
But they have a few episodes that are really like oh shit, that looks like something. Like where's the wire? You're trying to figure out. They even had an episode that like they said that really supports the narrative that they're trying to debunk everything, is that they actually found someone trying to fool them. There's this restaurant that is famous for being haunted, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so while they're doing their investigation, they find contraptions in the ceiling that make the lights shake, and they found stuff behind the mirror that makes you see things in the mirror. Like there's all these different things. So they actually had a real confrontation with the owner of that restaurant, being like, you are an asshole, and it was good. I liked it.
Why would a restaurant, knowingly doing that, open themselves up to scrutiny? Them being haunted is obviously a selling point.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they open themselves up to national scrutiny?
They wanted validation. They wanted because the whole thing was that people go there because it's haunted. So I understand what you're saying.
Indulging in fantasy,
right? So. Bringing these guys in, the stuff that they found wasn't in plain view. They didn't think that they were going to find it. And yeah, that could have been a bunch of bullshit.
Why did they think they weren't going to find it?
I don't know. I don't know.
The thing is, they didn't. This was all manufactured by the Ghost Hunters.
I don't think so.
Because they're hucksters.
No.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
They are the Mysteria of the real world.
There's a lot of...
And I cannot wait to dress up like a spider and punch them.
I've watched casually...
That's right. Real threat of violence. Eat it.
I've watched casually a lot of these different...
Do people know what humor is anymore? Do they know what jokes are anymore?
No.
Okay.
No, they don't.
We'll just put in joke. So that people know.
With a flash. I've watched casually a lot of these different ghost hunting shows. Like there's a lot of them on the Travel Channel and stuff like that. And what you just said is true of all of those.
Yes.
They're terrible. This is the most convincing of them.
Right.
And even if they are hucksters, they're very good at it. All right. Next.
All right.
What's some other stuff? I'm still surprised. They're doing a Ghost Hunter season 12. Oh yeah, the Dark Crystal thing, which I'm never gonna watch.
I mean, the Dark Crystal...
Mindhunter Season 2! Sorry, go ahead.
What Hunters? What do it?
Mindhunters. Mindhunter, sorry.
Like the German Mine?
No, M-I-N-D. Mindhunter?
Is that a Scott Bakula thing?
No. You've never seen Mindhunter?
No, I've never seen Mindhunter.
It's a very good show on Netflix.
What's it about?
It's kind of a
dude that just shoots people in the brain.
No, it's kind of like
and like he field dressed them and takes the brain out. I was like, oh, that's a 2.5.
Got it. No, Mindhunter is kind of like a historical fiction about the foundations of profiling. an FBI profiling.
That's interesting.
It is interesting. It's a good show.
Um,
And the guy who plays Fudge, Umbrella Academy, the big guy. Where's the thing with his partner?
Winslow.
No, was it? No.
Carl Winslow.
No.
From Family Matters.
No.
The big guy.
No. What's his name?
Lorenzo.
No, their names were.
You want to know his character name?
Yeah.
His character name was Luthor.
No.
Yes.
No.
Space Boy?
No.
Not Space Boy. Who are you talking about then?
The two time traveling bounty hunters or mercenaries.
Hazel.
Hazel plays this character in Mindhunter, and it's amazing. He did an amazing job. It's very good. Acted very well.
I believe.
Yeah.
I believe he's a huckster.
I think everybody's a huckster. I think you said huckster a few times last episode.
I'm just taking some time to get reacquainted with the word.
Everybody's a goddamn huckster.
Okay, let's move to video games.
Yeah.
Although we were on video games, and
we can go in and out. Yeah.
Wait. And then we'll have to wrap up this segment because we've been talking for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, when is Final Fantasy VII Remix coming? Final Fantasy on PlayStation 2.
Remake PS4 March 3rd, 2020.
Ah.
So it doesn't count.
That one's gonna, I've been talking about the optimum battle system for a game like Final Fantasy for a long time, and this one pretty much has it.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
So they changed the combat system?
They're changing a huge number. They're changing a huge amount of stuff. They're adding content. The first game to come out will be one in a series of, I believe, 3.
Will you be playing Pokemon Sword and Shield?
Probably not, because Pokemon Sun and Moon was disappointing to say the least.
What about Shenmue 3?
Yes. Even though I didn't play Shenmue 2, that's
November.
Okay, so Shenmue 3 just looks cool, and it looks even cooler than the original Shenmue because they completely overhauled the graphic design where everything feels really cartoony.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the original Shenmue. One of the things about the original Shenmue is that they had licenses to emulate other Sega arcade games in the game. And I really need that to happen again, really badly. That was a major draw of Shenmue for me.
Okay.
Because I was one of those guys who was in it. No, I would turn on Shenmue to waste time, and not in the normal. Oh, I'm playing a video game. I mean, literally, I won't work on any of the mission objectives. I'll go down to the arcade. I'll save up money and collect the capsule toys and stuff. I was inhabiting that world.
Any plans to play Death Stranding?
What is Death Stranding?
You kidding me?
No.
How do you do this? How do you play so many video games and live in this life where you play a lot of video games? You absorb video game content and media, but have no idea what Death Stranding is.
There's enough video game content out there to
This
last
is Kojima's new game.
everyone's lifetime.
Kojima's new game.
Not excited.
Really? You're not allowed to see this hunk right here?
Yeah.
Oh, wrong way.
Jim Caviezel.
No, it's what's his name from Walking Dead?
Yeah.
No one cares. I'm not gonna play it because I don't have a PS4.
Okay.
I don't have that much interest in it either.
Honestly, I'm not that interested in Kojima Unleashed. I don't want to see his perfect vision for a game.
Yeah, because it's gonna be weird.
The thing is, Metal Gear Solid was already weird, and it was him reined in by a lot. I don't it's I think that this is going to be the Batman Returns of video games, where you have this director who was hired on his previous successes, and then they believe that he did it in an echo chamber, so they don't say no to anything. And then it becomes, in a way, masturbatory.
Yeah.
Now, I am basing this on nothing except for Batman Returns. But I'm going to say that my outlook right now, having not played it yet, is low. I'm going to wait for the Let's Play.
Oh, there's a VR game coming that's a Doctor Who game.
That sounds bad.
called The Edge of Time.
Licensed Doctor Who stuff is traditionally bad. It's a long-standing tradition in Doctor Who to make any licensed thing bad.
Oh, what about the new Link's Awakening? They're remastering it. It actually looks really interesting.
Oh no, that one does look good because it's not Link to the Past, it's Link's Awakening. Mm-hmm. I always thought Link to the Past, and I've played a decent amount of it. Link to the Past is a little boring, but it's not visually stunning, and the story isn't super compelling. And I grew up with puzzles being like how they are in Ocarina of Time. And while we can talk about Ocarina of Time being incredibly linear, the thing is that the puzzles were crazy. The layouts and the innovative ideas that you would have to implement in 3D space in order to overcome some of these challenges were really, really good. And classically, Zelda puzzles have been like push a box over,
right?
Push these boxes in the right configuration, and then you'll have a pathway, etc., etc. Where it shined was in exploration. You know, there was stuff that you literally had to go off the beaten path just to beat the game. Which I think is something that Breath of the Wild is missing because it's the new exploratory Legend of Zelda, and it's the one that's getting a direct sequel now. But the thing about Breath of the Wild is that exploration is not necessary to beat the game. It's not. In fact, there are only 4 puzzles that need to be solved in order to beat the game.
4 puzzles? That's it?
That's it. Am I right? Is it 4 or 5? Magnetism, time stop, cryosis. Magnetism, time stop, cryosis. I don't know. I can't remember the last one.
How do you feel about there being a game called Conan Chop Chop?
Conan Chop Chop?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Conan the Barbarian making delicious meals for other people?
That sounds like fun.
Or is it Conan O'Brien?
Oh no, it's a Conan. Yeah, there's a little.
All right, well, we're doing this live.
I guess. Oh, it's from Funcom, the same guys who brought us the stupid Conan video game that sucks so bad. They keep trying to do stuff with this Conan franchise, but or Conan.
Conan in and of itself
license
is pretty boring.
Yeah, I know.
Definitely not real, but probably should be.
I don't know about this, guys. Color me not interested.
To be honest, it is.
It looks like animated. What's that cartoon? Little comic strip.
Oh, Cyanide and Happiness.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Okay. This looks like the kind of game that 12 years ago would have been on like Newgrounds. This looks like a Newgrounds game.
I'm not interested in the slightest.
It's not to get it. I mean, whoever did the game, they're obviously talented.
No, sure. They did it a lot better than I could have done making a video game.
Yeah.
But I'm just not going to play it.
Yeah, it's just there's better games.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's our show.
That's
the
it.
The thesis is better. There are better games.
There are better games.
Yeah. Like Warlocks Entertainment. There are better video games.
There's better podcasts too.
That's not true. We're the one-stop shop for nerd news in the Houston area and the world. I'm Zach Nanimus.
I'm Johnny Dim.
You watch your ass.
Watch it.
Push the button.
Oh, are we done?
Yeah, we're done.
Oh. Hold on while I awkwardly fumble around my computer to turn off the stream.
Your job isn't hard.
No, it's...
You just need to anticipate my needs, my ebbs and flows.